Live.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for month 2. It's day 29 and the beginning of a new month of the 6-month crypto challenge. Here to take you from 1,500 to 250K, it's Mr. Techie.
Hello, good morning, good evening, everybody, and welcome to day 29, the end of the first 4 weeks of the crypto challenge. And what a glorious time it has been. Beautiful 4 weeks. Really actually teaching us a lot and really testing us quite a lot. And I think everybody has come out of these 4 weeks with a whole massive new amount of information and a completely different kind of approach and strategy regarding training. So welcome, guys. It's a beautiful day. I think a lot of people are quite excited for today. We're going to start off with our daily tradition, where we come up here to our account, and I know we're not quite that high. We're at 1355. That's the wrong sheet there. So we come here, 1355. I actually forgot the pennies. The pennies are just as important. 0.22, my favorite number. So we're actually up almost 6.5% from yesterday. We are still, however, down kind of 5% from where we started, or 4.5% from where we started. We were doing very well until yesterday when Walton decided to be Walton. And if you guys didn't watch yesterday's episode, it's entitled Walton or Walton. So I think maybe you should go and check it out. However, we are holding a lot of coins. We are holding too many coins, and essentially right now, it's a new month. Technically, it's new 4 weeks. It's a new week. Almost a whole month has been over. And we are changing strategy. How are we going to change strategy? What are we going to do? Why are we going to do it? That's all going to become very clear over the stream today. But let's go and have a look, because a lot of people were asking and a lot of people were worried. Let's go right now and have a look and see how Walton has been doing over the last 24 hours, because it's been interesting. So let's have a look here. In fact, let me just open it up here so it's nice and clear. WTC Bitcoin. Okay, we want a nice clear graph. I can zoom out here, and I'm going to go up to the... Let's stay here. Okay, so yesterday when we started the stream, again coming back with our tradition of the vertical lines, the stream was around here. Okay, what happened after the stream? If you guys remember, I said I will monitor Walton, and then we will decide based on how Asia reacts to the Walton news. We will decide whether we sell or not. Well, there was a bit of red, and it came down to here, and I was like, it could go lower. But then, miraculously, as if Nakamoto himself felt sorry for Walton, it had a beautiful bit of growth. And this is actually what I was expecting. I did expect that once it reaches a certain level, that people are going to realize this project is too cheap. Way too cheap. And they're going to buy in. And that is effectively what happened. People bought in, whether it was the Asian market waking up and reacting or what. But people bought in to Walton. A significant amount of people bought a significant amount of Walton. And since then, we have essentially just had a bit of a kind of coming down just ever so slightly. But, and this is the but, we didn't have the major crash or the second crash that we were expecting. We have had a little bit of a downward trend. It's not that strong. And so Walton so far seems to be okay. So, I hope a lot of you kind of didn't panic yesterday and didn't go too crazy about it. If you're joining on the tube, and you want to ask a question, please put a capital letter Q, so I know then that it's addressed to me. Otherwise, if you are on the Discord server, please be sure to tag me. We got John King saying, evening all. Sparky Mark, good afternoon from New Zealand. John King saying good morning. And yeah. Right, so we are going to, for now, just for now, we are going to hold and monitor Walton. Okay, and for those of you who aren't aware, a while back we had Until 1 Mil, a very great TA analyst on the stream here, and he did a stream a few hours ago where he was actually looking at various coins being called out by people. Walton was asked over there. A few people asked about Walton, and he did some TA on it. I'm gonna try, and I will have to catch up with his TA because I wasn't able to follow it completely. But serious kind of investors know the value of Walton as a project and can get over and disregard the ridiculous point about their PR. What's the best way to call it? PR cock up, I guess. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? Yeah, so we will have to see. We'll have to monitor over the next few days and see how Walton has been doing. However, we can have a look at some of our other coins just to review them because it's been a little while. Let's have a look at Mr. Wabi, and we can see how Wabi has been doing. In fact, we have Wabi open here. As you guys can see, I don't know where this line is from. Let's move it over. We'll move it just random place here right now. After we bought Wabi, it kind of started to dip a little bit, and then it hit a bottom, okay, where it's actually been going off quite a few times, and we can actually draw a trend line just to kind of demonstrate that there has been essentially a base that, let me switch off the magnet, always loves to annoy me sometimes. There has essentially been a nice base that Wabi has bounced off of many times, quite a few times. We have 1, 2, we have a whole section, and then we have 3, and if you zoom in on the 15 minutes you can see 4, but we'll go up to the 1 hour just to make it clearer. So we had a whole area where we kept on bouncing off of it, and now it looks like it has finally decided, okay, I can't go that way, I'm going to stop banging my head against the wall, and I'm going to start to go up. So Wabi right now is looking positive. A lot of coins actually suffered due to the way Bitcoin was acting over the last few days. We can also check out, thank you for notifying me of that, I have no idea which way it's going. If only I could switch off those alerts for the stream time. IOTA as well has been going down. A lot of the coins have been going down. One that a lot of people send me messages about over the last kind of 24 to 36 hours was OMG. And if we come here, OMG, Bitcoin, we can see that OMG, when we bought it, where did we buy it again? My memory is not too good. We can come here and we can come on to trades. OMG we bought at 16.85 to 17, so around the 17 mark. And if we come back now to the TA, we can see right now that we dipped a little bit below. You know, we dipped a little bit below where we bought in. Again, this is the 1 hour chart. I think we bought it somewhere here. We did dip a little bit below where we bought in, but then we started to take off. We reached a very nice peak yesterday, about 24 hours, well, a little bit over 24 hours ago, we reached a nice peak. It's currently coming back down. However, if you come here, you can, maybe not the best point, but just as an example, you can see that we've had a very nice kind of trend line going up where, again, we've bounced off of it a few times. So it's nothing really to concern. This big giant candle here can be absolutely disregarded. No idea why that was so insane. But we have bounced off of it quite a few times, and from my basic TA, we can expect it to bounce up yet again. So again, we're just going to hold on to OMG. It is still higher than where we bought it. Was there any other coin, guys, that had particular major movements?
Encash had some moves today.
Yep. So let's come in now. Let's update our sheet. I'm going to duplicate this again. Move it over to here. Oops. Shrink this all the way down. Sorry?
AON moved a little. Like we have AON as well, right?
Yep. Okay, we can check out AON. Let's do that quickly then. AION. Bitcoin. Oh yeah, Ion had a crazy massive spike earlier. It was quite hilarious. You guys see, here's the candles. And I don't know what the hell this was. This was ridiculous up here. How that happened, why that happened, I don't know, but it was quite comical. Again, if we zoom out a little bit on Ion, we can see that we have had a bit of a kind of downward trend. I can never get these lines to line up properly. We've had a little bit of a downward trend. However, we have seemed to hit a base level, okay, over here, where we've bounced off a few times, and it's decided that it's no longer going to go any lower than here. And then we had this really weird spike here, which I'm not quite sure what is actually going on with that. You know, so we're going to monitor it. We're going to see how it goes. But this spike here was definitely interesting, and you can see the spike in volume that happened here. At the same time, it really kind of just zoop. So yeah, we're going to monitor this and see how it goes. It may potentially come back down to test the line again. If we flip over to the 1 hour, we can see how it tested it, went up, came back down, tested it, went up, came back down, tested it again. You know, that's 4 tests along this line in the space of less than 24 hours. So it's, you know, it's quite interesting to see it do this pattern, and again, not be able to break through. This is one of the interesting things. There's a lot of coins now doing this pattern, and they're unable to break through this line that they have. And so essentially, if that's the case, then that's great. You know, this is their absolute bare bottom. You know, you can even look at IOTA. IOTA has had some interesting movements over the last few days, kind of really pumping up and coming back down again. But overall, you can see here, let's actually make this into a proper one. I'm not going to cover the wicks. This is just approximate, guys. I'm not going to be able to get the line perfectly without spending a lot more time on here. And you know, you could even come down and say, yep, right now, if you don't count the wicks, right now we are coming very close within a wedge or an ascending triangle. If you do count the wicks, then you potentially have a little bit more wiggle room, you know, for how much further it could actually go before we come to the end. So I'm happy with this. I'm going to wait and see how it transpires and how it moves and how it comes out. Again, we're on the 1 hour chart, so you're looking at least kind of another 8 to 16 hours before we move on. Someone keeps on asking, can you have a look at TRX, please?
Yeah, I was just looking at it actually. It might be starting to form a bull pennant, and if that, when it completes, I would be watching near the tip of it. Of course, you got to watch it on the 15-minute chart is where I see it. But if that completes, it should head up more. I'm not saying buy it now. I'm saying watch to see at the end of the pennant what it does, because it could head upward again if that is true.
I mean, again, I'm not a TA guy, so I'm not going to give any kind of TA on this at all. But yeah, it could be forming a pennant. Let me go on to the 15-minute just to make things a little bit clearer. It could be forming a pennant. It could potentially be forming a flag. We won't know till it actually transpires and, you know, and it completes itself. But we're not watching, we're not in TRX for the challenge, and so we are just, yeah, just monitor it for yourself and use the previous lessons that we have taught to analyze it, or go check out TA from other places. Right, let's update our trade sheet just to see. Oops, I always make that mistake, isn't it? It's alright, you guys can see some of my crazy documents and stuff. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Right, Walton is currently at 17028. 17028. I'm going to copy this, come down here, paste it. It's almost like muscle memory now. We have ICX. Where is ICX? Ooh, ICX went up for the first time in so long. So we are now only negative 44% with our initial ICX buy-in. Hallelujah, people. OMG at the bottom here, 0.001746. And then we are looking at Wabi is currently at 0.123, 13103. So again, that's some good profit. We were minus 18 yesterday. Today we're only minus 14. IOTA 0.000181. Okay, something didn't quite go right there. Why did... Oh, I put in one extra zero. That would explain why. There we go. And Ion, so we were minus 19. Let's see where the magic takes us today. Ion is a bit less actually, so we should expect that number to go down. There we go. So that's, you know, the major losses that we had yesterday. We didn't panic, we didn't sell, we held on, we stuck through the shit. And effectively we can kind of start to recuperate a little bit of losses right now. I think Walton by far was the biggest pain that we have had. The other coins, most of them dipped because Bitcoin decided to go crazy. And talking about Bitcoin, we haven't even had a look at him, have we? Let's come here and look at Bitus Coinus. So this here is a rare specimen of the crypto world. This here is the decider of fates for the other cryptos. I'm just going to come in here right now and do... I always forget where it is. Drawing tools. Remove all drawing tools. There we go, nice and clean now. Since we've moved on from all the rubbish back there, you know, we can move on. Jack Jekyll saying, is the IOTA price correct? I believe we did put in the correct one. Yep. So, looking right now at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been gaining today. Bitcoin did, in fact, have some beautiful gain today. A very nice kind of upwards movement. But why? Why hasn't everything gone crazy and psycho and dumped like they always dump when Bitcoin makes a move? And that there, ladies and gentlemen, is because over the space of... I'm just going to move this out of the way. Over the space of 18 hours, it only moved 6.5%. Whereas, previously, Bitcoin would move 6.5% in 1 hour. And when Bitcoin does these sudden movements, that is when the coins panic. Whether it's moving up or moving down, this is when people pull out of the alts and people pull out of, you know, doing normal trading. You know, every time there was a massive red like this, people went into panic mode. So the growth today on Bitcoin has been significantly more organic, I would like to call it, or more sustainable, even in a sense. And as a result, people got a lot of confidence and people started to buy back into the alts. Now, we did just touch over 11K earlier. Now, we kind of tipped over for a short while. Not too long of a period of time, but then again, we came down and we bounced and we tried to break through that magical line again. Let's put in a horizontal line. I'm going to double click on it and tell it you need to be at 11,000. Okay, where did my line go? Oops, did I just put in something wrong? 11,000. There we go. Okay, so we did keep on testing it a few times. It does appear like we have just about broken above it again, but we're gonna, you know, it's still a good confidence sign that we are having a more organic growth rather than trying to shoot through it and then failing miserably and running out of steam. I think the general consensus amongst a lot of people is that we are right now in a better position than we were in 1 week ago. So that puts a lot more confidence into the market, and we should start to see the altcoins recover at a nice and steady pace. However, we always got to be aware of Bitcoin, because at any moment in time, Bitcoin could decide to just flip around and kind of cause us a little bit of pain. We've got a question here from Sparky Mark. Are you planning on using the add-on for sheets and updating the prices? I'm using it and it's great. Yes, I am definitely planning on doing that. We're going to be recreating the sheets. I know I've said this for about 2 weeks now. But we will be recreating the sheets, and I'm going to recommend to everyone to move on to Google Sheets, and we will be tracking our things. We're going to have a few more columns. We're going to have automatic prices coming in. I was just working on a way recently to nicely kind of pull in the prices so that then, yeah, we don't need to worry too much about things. They can come in automatically and we could just click one button and then they update everywhere. And that will be great. That will be beautiful. So we need to close out the weekly. We need to do here week 4, and we need to come here, paste that one there, and week 4, what did we close out on today? We closed out on 1355.22, 1355.22, copy and paste, oops, and this one here should be a dollar value. So I have a lot of good hope and good what would you say, good feeling, a good vibe, a good confidence in how the market is going to proceed over the next 24 over the next few weeks. I don't know why I said 24. Is it 24 weeks left? I don't even know how many weeks we have left. But regardless of how we are doing or how we did, we did our best, okay? But along the way, over the last month, we learned a lot of lessons. We learned some new lessons on trading kind of in this type of educational environment. Again, this is the first time all of us are doing this type of educational trading. We have all, between us, we have all been trading throughout the day, and many of us making good profits sometimes and sometimes making losses. So it's a little bit, the challenge account does not reflect our capabilities as traders to make money. And that was a little bit of a frustrating point, because it's difficult to show you guys and to help pass on the information and knowledge when we're not exactly progressing and we're not exactly proceeding. So starting from today, we have a new strategy. We are moving forward with some changes that I have discussed, and as a team we have discussed and agreed upon, if I'm not mistaken. And the strategy may change, and tomorrow we will finalize some final things in there when we have more time to discuss it between us. But we are changing our strategy and we are changing our approach. What are the changes and how are we going to do it? Our one weakness at the moment is technical analysis. I am not a TA guy. I've never been a TA guy. And so we are looking at how we can mitigate the potential current lack of a TA member and still allow us to come and deliver amazing content and make great trades. That is the first point. So we are going to be looking into that actively and working out how we can proceed with that. Secondly, we started off a little bit uncoordinated, a little bit kind of, I don't want to use the word haphazardly, but there was no solid plan. Like, we had a plan, we had a timetable, like, yeah, week 1 we're going to do this, week 2 we're going to do that, week 3 we're going to, we had all of that stuff, okay? But we didn't have anything concrete regarding our trading plan. How are we going to open a trade? How are we going to close a trade? And as a result, we started off well, but then when the market went to shit, our plan went to shit. And so now we've kind of, in a sense, regrouped and reset in preparation for the upcoming bull market. And we can announce the following. We will primarily have 3 different separate types of trades that we will be doing. Okay, and just to kind of make it all nice for you guys, does that not work anymore? We are going to have kind of 3 separate, primary separate trades. The first one is a flip. Okay, what are we going to flip? What is a flip? A flip is where we are going to buy a coin with the sole purpose of holding it and selling it within 24 to 48 hours. That's it. And every time we buy a coin, guys, we're going to say to you, you know, that's it. This is a flip coin. We are going to buy it. We're going to flip it. We're going to get rid of it. That's the purpose. Okay. So we're going to have flip coins. We will have short. Maybe I should have actually just sorted this out before. We're going to have short. Okay. What is a short term? A short term coin, despite, you know, normal crypto short-term coins can be for quite a longer period of time, but we are going to do them for a maximum of 1 week. Okay, we're going to buy a coin with the intention of holding this coin for 1 week and then selling. Okay, and then we're going to have midterm coins. Again, differing from the traditional, midterm coins will be a maximum of 1 month. So we're going to buy a coin with the intention of holding it for 1 month, and then we will sell it. What is the difference and why are we clearly defining these? Because we say we should always have a plan. Okay? And when I trade, I have a plan. And when Damilon trades, he has a plan. And when all of us trade, we have a plan. But when we were trading on here, and especially during the bear market, a lot of the times your plans start to get less and less solid. It becomes more like, instead of rules, they become flexible guidelines that you could potentially choose to ignore if things don't go your way. And that is not what we want. That is not a good way to trade. Okay? So when we buy a coin for a flip, it's no longer going to be in our account in 24 to 48 hours. Even if that coin is still going up, we are going to set a sell order and we are going to get rid of it. Okay? Unless, of course, it's like an astronomical growth, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Again, the same thing for the short term. We're going to buy a coin. We're going to hold it for maximum of 1 week. We're going to let it go. And the midterm is 1 month. There may be some coins that we hold as a longer term. But again, we're going to have to see and analyze how that actually goes. So those are going to be our buying strategies. Okay? That is it. Someone's saying, what if you flip a coin and it goes down? This is what we're going to talk about. We are also going to monitor actively a list of coins that we will use for flipping, as well as some others. So each of us as traders, we all have a favorite coin or a favorite couple of coins that we like to check up on once a day or twice a day. You know, they're the ones that we check the Twitter, we go onto Reddit and we see the news about it, or we hear quite early on what's going to be happening with the coin, or they're going to be releasing something, etc. So that is going to be our list of favorite coins. They will be ones who are flipped significantly more. Okay, they will be flipped quite often. You know, a favorite coin, oh yeah, this coin's got so and so coming out, okay, let's flip it for the next 24 hours. But we're also going to be actively looking for coins that potentially have some news or some major movement or some technical analysis coming up. What kind of coins? For example, recently there have been quite a few coins which had news. And as with any coin with news, it goes up before the news and it goes down after the news.
Depends on the news.
Depends on the news, of course. Yeah, it could go the other way, actually. But we intend to pick out one of these coins every so often, purchase it before, and we have very clear rules here, 24 hours before the news is due. That is the maximum of when we will purchase it. If someone says, oh yeah, there's there's news due this evening, it's too late. Okay, we want to pick up the coin before everybody starts to pump it. So we will pick up the coin and we will sell it before the news. Okay, we don't want to wait till after the news and then see what happens after the news and is the coin going to go sideways. No, even if the coin is still going up in the lead up to the news, we will sell it. We will have a fixed percentage or a fixed amount depending on the potential growth of the coin, and we will sell prior to the news. Okay, not on the news, prior to the news, because we don't want to be sat here all day waiting for the top, being like, is this the top? I mean, the event's starting in an hour. Should we wait a little bit more? No, just that's it. We're going to sell. We're going to sell. Okay. For the shorter coins will depend again upon coins that are will potentially have good TA, a very good outlook on TA in the immediate future. For example, let me quickly look over my notes. I did have a coin written here. Yeah. There is one that until 1 mil, I mentioned earlier, he did his stream, and if you guys want some good TA, he's an amazing guy for TA. I would definitely go and check him out. Until 1 mil had this coin here, DigiDAO or DigixDAO. Not on BTC, we want it on the we'll do it on the dollar. No, it's about the same. There is potential, I can't remember which pattern actually, I've messed up my notes here. There is potential for this to be forming a certain pattern. Okay, I obviously messed up my notes right now. But as an example, like the Walton, when we saw Walton up here, and technical analysis said that we should expect a cup and handle, then we would buy this coin for the short term with the intention of waiting for it to realize its cup, and then potentially even selling before the handle, you know, or if it's already kind of, yeah, that was it, isn't it? Someone just mentioned in there. No, okay, I'm not seeing it. If of course it goes south, then we deal with it, but we don't need to wait for it to realize maximum profits. We can pull out earlier on than anything else, basically. Okay, I'm getting question. I will cover the questions in a minute, guys. So those will be the short-term coins, and the longer-term coins are obviously projects that are due to have a significant amount of news in the coming month, etc. As an example, and I know Grizz will be very happy about this, Coin Market Cal. I believe I can fly. No, not here. Come on. Come to coin. ENG. Enigma. As an example, guys, Enigma here. If we now just search for Enigma.
Yeah, Jay's the one with all the events this month.
ENJ, not ENG.
Just stopping you there.
By the way, Bitcoin is hovering above 11K, just to let you know on Binance.
Okay, thank you. So ENJ, guys, you can see here, this is all March news. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 pieces of news in 1 month. That's a significant amount of news. So this type of coin here would be something that falls into our midterm, which is a maximum of 1 month. We would buy this coin with the intention to have its growth over the space of a month, let it grow, and then kind of towards the end of the month, then we start to analyze it. And yeah, that's it. DGD. Yep, was I looking at 15? I was stupidly looking at 15. Come on, techie.
Yeah, you see it on the 1 day.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you very much for posting that. I was wondering, I was like, I'm sure I saw it. Maybe I just kind of went a little bit crazy. A little bit of a crazy spike there. It is a slightly kind of deformed cup, but again, cups are never always perfect. So what you could potentially expect is a little bit of a line like this, and then again, it coming back up to there. So this here would be the kind of thing that we hold for a short term, you know, and we wait for it to realize, because obviously each of these candles is 1 day. I believe as well, you can see here that there is a major kind of trend line, as well as you can do fib levels, and you can check out where it potentially exactly may bounce off of, and then where it will go up to. But because this is a cup being formed on the 1 day candles, you know, the difference from here to here is actually almost kind of 2 weeks. So we would monitor this, you know, and see, and it will go between our short-term and midterm, short-term and midterms. Now, how are we going to mitigate an issue like we had with our dear beloved fellow ICX? So this here is ICX right now. Did we look at the chart? I think we did look at the chart. Let's come back and see the date upon which, well, actually it was on the 1st, isn't it? We don't even need to look back because we bought it on the 1st day. So let's find here. I should actually go up to the 1 day. Sorry. Yeah. That's a shortcut that someone mentioned a few days ago, guys. If you're on TradingView, you can just type in 15 and it will put in 15 minutes. You can type in 3 and it will put in 3 minutes. Or you can just put in, for example, 1. Gotta click somewhere on the screen first. 1 and then the letter D, and it can be day or week. Keyboard shortcuts, they're absolutely brilliant on here, and I would highly recommend them. So this here is the 1 day chart, and we want to move this back to when we started here. This is when we started the challenge. This is when we bought ICX, and we don't need to explain it to you guys. It's quite clear. It's quite apparent what happened with it. How do we mitigate this kind of issue in the future? This is when we are going to do something that I was asked about before, and I didn't agree on using them. I didn't actually agree on putting them in. However, I have to say that I've been testing with them recently, and I have been more and more inclined to more and more inclined to realize their potential. We are going to be doing stop losses. Yes, there we go. Techie's going back on what he said a short while ago. Get it out of your system. We are going to be going with stop losses because actively watching all of these coins for the challenge and monitoring them on a 24-hour basis, etc., not really possible. I already stay awake till 6-7 o'clock in the morning every morning, and I don't particularly want to be staying awake 24 hours a day. And so we are going to be employing stop losses. How are we going to calculate the stop losses and how will they work? So we will look at the normal variance of a coin. Okay. Yep, that's correct. Kefir is saying on Binance we don't use stop limits. They are sorry, we don't use stop losses. There's just stop limits. And yeah, there is a difference between them, and we will explain it. When we're looking at a coin to buy into, right? For example, right now we're on the 1 day. I'm going to go up to the 4 hour right now, and what we can do is we can very quickly come over here and we can see the variance of a coin. Okay, when the coin is in a reasonable position, what is the average? Okay, I don't know why it's doing that. What is the average variance of a coin? My magnet is not working. What is the average variance? Well, like, Techie, what the hell are you talking about? Thank you, Kefir. The variance of a coin is effectively within its normal movement. Okay, within its normal movement in a effective kind of flash. I just read a message. Flash. Someone said something. Flash crashed. Within its normal day, if it does not have any major external influences, such as Uncle Bitcoin, how much of a percentage can it fluctuate? Okay, it differs from coin to coin. We're not going to look at these periods here where it was going down, flash crash. We're going to look at periods where it was fairly level. Okay, for example, we could come to this period here and we could say, okay, here, this is quite a wide one. It's about 8.7. We go somewhere else and we look at another period. Okay, generally trying to get it within 1 day. This one's gone over by a little bit, and we take that percentage, okay, And we, based off of that, we will do a calculation for where to put our stop limit, because each one is different. Each coin is different. Each coin has a different level of variance. You know, something like TRX for quite a while, as you guys can see here. Let's make it big so we can see. We might as well go up to the 1 hour. All right, TRX can have an average variance of 2%. You know, so long as there's no external influences and it's not really doing anything major, you can expect something less than 2%. Okay, at most periods of time, less than 2%. Again, you come up where it isn't actually moving insanely due to Bitcoin or wherever it is. And yeah, again, 2%. So we would put a tighter stop limit for TRX than we would, for example, something like ICX, which can have 4 to 8%. Okay. Just getting a message from here. With indicators, you can add moving average and it's aligned in the candles, and it's nice for that. Silicon uses that as well. Yep, we are going to introduce another one, the moving average, or the MA. Okay, did that go in? Yes, it did. We can use that. We will start to work out how to do things like that. So we will do this in a sense to cover our asses, okay, and protect ourselves, and see how the trade goes. If the trade goes south, then it will cut, it will sell them at a slight loss, and we move on. We've already spoken about this, guys. Last week was Mind Week, and if you didn't take part in Mind Week and you don't know what the hell was going on, go to the Discord server or go to the website, look under lessons, there's the audio recordings. You go and you listen to them. Okay, because a lot of effort went into those sessions and it's very, very useful information. And if people start coming back and being like, oh no, I sold, I don't know what to do, then it means then that you haven't checked it out. So please go and check it out, and then it will tell you how to deal with losses. So we will put stop losses. A very good question from Braden, I think it's Braden, saying, but if you put your coin in a stop limit, you can't also leave it in a limit sell, right? So we need to check them for potential selling opportunities. Sorry, I'm jumping the gun. Yes, you are absolutely correct. The ones that we will primarily be putting with a stop limit is when we have just bought, okay? And there is potential, a higher potential that the coin will go down. Once we are at a certain level of profit, that then is when we are going to go through and, you know, we're going to do a trailing stop loss, but not quite a trailing stop loss. We will review the stop losses that we have every so often, and we'll continue to move them up. But again, this won't apply to all coins. This will primarily apply to flip coins, and it may also apply to short-term coins. For mid-term coins, we don't care if it goes down a little bit and then goes back up again, or down a little bit or goes back up. You know, so yeah, that's why it's going to be on a coin per coin basis, the stop limit, how much of a stop limit is done, but we will have stops there to protect us. Keto saying, you can't expect everybody to go back and watch every single YouTube video. That's 29 videos. Some people missed some due to work, etc. Yeah, it's I did mention it. We have separated them. They are now MP3 files that you can go to the website and you can listen to Mind Week, and you can find out the information there. However, if you are a new trader, we're not going to go back over the same stuff that we've already done. You will have to go back to the previous videos and check them out. And some people in the community are being very helpful and you know, providing, you know, BullsEye provide the time codes for the videos so that you don't have to sit there throughout the whole video. You could just skip through to a certain section. He's a little bit behind on the videos, so you know that's okay. But I really appreciate him actually coming through and doing that. Recently, we've had Wolfie coming through and writing up the kind of notes or the minutes for the videos. Again, just to summarize it for everyone. Again, this is, you know, there's only so much we can do, and I hope that everyone can also take a little bit of effort and realize that we can't go through everything all over again. Right. We have covered that, we have covered that, we have covered that. There's one more thing that I think we will discuss in a little bit more detail with the team, and we will get it solidified and written down on paper, and we will prepare to put into action. Now, a very quick thing then is that a lot of people are going to be asking, Techie, what are we going to do with the coins that we have right now? It's a very good question, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to begin to sell them off. That will be the basic thing of it. We don't want to be holding 5 to 6 coins at this point in time. We don't want to have to focus on watching 5 or 6 coins, particularly when I am already watching my own personal coins as well, which don't necessarily match up with these coins. You know, I am there during the day. I have 7 or 8 different graphs open in front of me. I can't really afford to add on another 5 or 6 just for the challenge stuff.
It's not only that, but also the gains you get. Like if you're in 2 or 3 coins, the gains is a lot more. If you spread it on 7 coins, the gains is a lot less. And with at the start of this challenge with less money, you need to have that strategy, in my opinion. And when we move on and we get a lot more money and we can get some long holds and everything, we can get more coins.
Yep, I mean, it's personally, I never really had to deal with the kind of handling very small amount of coins, so I always default back to my just hold, accumulate, sell whenever. Wolfie is saying that he's here today too. Thank you very much, Wolfie. You know we all love you, man, and we really appreciate the work that you do. Yeah, so we're gonna reduce then the amount of coins so we can focus on them. We can actually keep watching, keep an eye on them, and based off of that then take some decisions, you know, on whether we buy, sell, trade, short, swing, whatever we do. There will also be potentially some other swings that we do. We may do a few more swings, you know, and that's it. I know Martin asked a question. Isn't the quick fingers loop method more profitable? No, it's not. I'm sorry. I disagree with that completely. We've covered it in day 7. The whole method relies on you investing $100 into one coin, swinging it for 1%. If you do that 10 times a day, you got what, $10? At this point in time, it's not really. I do apologize for that. We're taking a proper trading method that isn't necessarily a trading method. That is a swinging method. And he doesn't care what the coin is or what happens with it. We've already covered it, video 7, day 7. I don't want to get into it again, to be honest. But again, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. And if it works for you, it works for you. That's great. You can carry on using it. Right. What else? I feel like I'm missing a point. Is there a point that I'm missing, guys? No. Okay, silence.
I didn't know the point you were making.
Yeah, I don't know. So it's 1:55 now. Essentially, we can see here, actually we wanted to have a look. Somebody mentioned DGD had a massive red. So let's go into DGD on the 15 minutes. And we can see here, yeah, it had some red and it's having a green, and it's as predicted. As it would go. Let's go back now to Bitcoin, since again someone said Binance. Yep, Bitcoin is over 11,000. It seems quite comfortable up there as well. It doesn't seem to be suffering too much, so that is, it's nice to see. It's good to see, good to realize that it's doing that. Got a question from Martin saying QFL is never about 1%. Martin, yeah, maybe it's not about 1%, but if you actually analyze the way that he's trading, okay, I'm going to take 30 seconds, all right? I'm just going to get a timer ready and go. If you actually look and you analyze the situation and the way that he trades, it all solely relies on putting in very small investments and layering your investments the further down the candle goes, and then selling back as the candle goes above your sell prices. The actual targets that he actually aims for, very often, if you were to do dollar averaging on the buy versus the sell, you may only be looking at potentially 2%, 3%, 5% if you're absolutely lucky and you got in the trade on time. However, I've got 5 seconds left. However, it's not always the case, and a lot of time you're left holding bags, and you got to wait till you sell it. That's it. Okay. How many coins do you want to hold? Ideally, we will look at potentially holding 4 to 5 coins initially during this time, only as a maximum, but with the majority of those being flip coins. So again, on average, without flip coins, we will be looking at, we'll be looking at doing 2 to 3 coins for short, maybe 1 coin as a midterm, and that's it. And the flip coins will just come and go, come and go, come and go. Yeah, that's about it. So are there any other questions? There was a question, sorry, I did forget this. Mr. Music saying, do you guys already have basic lists of mid and long hold coins, or is that still a process? We're going to sorry about that. We're going to discuss, and we are going to work out which coins exactly we want to use as our short and mid, etc. But again, it's going to be a changing, or it's going to be a dynamic list that changes according to the market. For now, we are going to monitor how the various coins recover, and we will create a list of potential coins based on their potential growth over the next few months, etc. Zach saying, when is Until 1 Mil doing his streams? I always seem to miss them. His streams are, I don't know if I don't believe there's a fixed time. It's at random times, to be honest. You'll have to try and catch him whenever possible. I'm sure someone can send you a link. I'm sure someone can send you a link to where you can track it, etc. But it is great. I try to catch them whenever possible. Yeah, guys, the QFL method, some people love it.
I'll take care of it. Techie, continue on.
Yep, okay, just because it's filling up my screen. Day 7, guys, go and watch Day 7, please. Right, so we have come now towards the end of the stream. We have 1 minute left. Guys, if you haven't already, go to the YouTube page. You're on YouTube right now. Scroll down and subscribe. Okay. Now we are really going to start to take things off. Keto saying I missed his question. I'm sorry, Keto. Let me scroll up. How many coins do you want to hold? I answered that, Keto. I definitely answered that. The video is going to end. Then you can scroll back and just check it out 5 minutes back or whatever it is. If you haven't already subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll get notifications when we go live, especially if you press that little bell icon next to it. Okay. Thank you, Michaela Books, for subscribing. Thumbs up. I just got a notification. Subscribe to the channel. That's the first thing. Second thing, go and read on the website what the project is about. Okay. If you came here and you simply want to just make a bunch of money and you're hoping just to blindly follow along, this isn't the place for you. There are a lot of other places that will give you a signal saying, buy this, sell this, buy this, sell this. But if you want to, if you want to actually learn, then, this is the best place for you. Whether you are a beginner trader, an intermediate trader, or even as experienced traders, there's something for everybody to learn here. Okay. At the very least, as an experienced trader, you can watch what we're doing wrong, and you can, cement in your own mind the stuff that you're doing is right. Secondly, go and join the Discord server. We are currently on the CoinVX server. We have our own rooms there where we discuss the various things. You come down, you sign up to the server. Let me bring it up a bit because some people say that it's a little bit low on the screen. You will see here a section called sign up. You go into the room there, and then you just follow along. It will be very clear when you go in there. You follow along with what everyone else is doing in that room, and when you get a thumbs up, it means that you're in. And then you get access to these other rooms. We will occasionally be doing voice sessions in there. We will have general chat rooms, questions, lessons, all the updates. And that is also where we make announcements. And finally, follow us on Twitter, because we also tweet. Normally right now, currently, we have only been tweeting about the stream. But as we now start to move, limits around and orders around and stuff like that, then we will be posting on there as well. And guys, if you are enjoying the project, okay, then thank you for sticking around. I know a lot of people have kind of dwindled off over the last few days. If you have any suggestions on how we can improve it, please be sure to reach out to either myself or another member of the team, either via the Discord server, or you can send an email. If you want to send an email, the email address is I can't remember what the email address is right now. Come on. The email address is team@thecryptochallenge.io. You can send an email there. I do check it every few days. That was quite funny. And I will try to respond to you, and we can work it out. If you do have an interest, ladies and gentlemen, of potentially working with us and helping us out, and doing something with us to help bring better content, to the masses, then by all means, I definitely want to hear from you, and we can talk and we can see how we can work together to make this an even more epic journey and put a lot more knowledge and stuff into it, so that everybody can really learn, and everyone can become successful traders. We haven't really shared our trades of today. Does anyone want to do that?
Sure, 1 minute though.
Okay. Grizz, Jeff, either of you guys want to share your trades for today?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, Damilon's ready. Go ahead.
So, I'm doing a combination of trading methods, one of which was mentioned earlier. So I am doing USDT pair with the QFL method. At the moment, I've been accumulating NEO, although it hasn't moved a lot with the latest Bitcoin fluctuation. So I haven't sold any of it yet. So I have some coins. The techie has told me that Until Windmill covered NEO today, and he's expecting it to be going upwards soon. It looks like it's got a future bullish, and I've looked up on some other TA patterns and drawn some out, and assuming that it doesn't drop below like 120, it should remain in a bullish pattern right now. So I've accumulated some of that, but that's only a percentage of my trading stack, maybe a third. The rest of it I was flipping today, and I flipped several coins that were moving a lot today. I was fortunate enough to trade on some ICN. That it's a very low volume coin, but it had a really big pump today. I traded a small candle in GTO and a candle in Aeon, because Aeon grew this afternoon, and then also Lisk I saw earlier was forming a cup, so I traded some of that. So all of them were good trades, so I had a really good day today. And if you were lucky enough to have ICN before today, you would have made an excellent profit on that. But I hadn't actually looked much at the coin. I just happened to notice it growing, so kind of rode that for a little bit. But right now I'm still holding my NEO, and yeah, 25% in 2 hours,
or 40% if you got close to the top.
Yeah. I did it in stages. I didn't like have it at the bottom. I was only looking for a few percent and get out because I assumed it to be volatile, but it's a low volume coin, so it didn't move very fast. So it took a little time and patience, and it would kind of, as that candle grew, would go up and down and up and down. So I had a stop loss going there. But all those trades worked out, and I still have my NEO, and so I'm waiting for that to increase. And if Bitcoin drops and NEO drops, I'll pick up some more. I have a few more buy levels that I have placed that are lower on that coin too.
Okay.
I got 2 trades in today. I had to work, so I didn't have a lot of time. That was MOD and TRX. I got 5% on each coin, and happy with that. So.
Hey, 5% on each coin is great. It's nice when you can get these little percentages on. Well, they're not little. 5% is a great amount on a trade. So you got it on 2 separate trades. That's great.
I did a bit of trading today too. I just cut back in midstream, so we're talking about trades for the day.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, basically most of the day I was trading Encash. I woke up to it moving pretty hard, so I've just been playing the swings a bit. First swing was actually for about 16% from where I bought it. Bought some really low the other day. And yeah, so that's I thought I missed buying back in, and now I'm back in, and I'm happy. So that's about it. And then also picked up some cheap EOS because it was a very nice price, and I've been accumulating that for the Dawn release.
Yep, that's great. I too was in Encash. However, last night a stop limit hit, and I was actually trading it with the Ethereum pair, so just to make sure then that I can give you guys the right numbers. then I was in. This is a 1 hour. Let me go over to the 15. So I was in, and I got stopped out last night. I can't remember at what point. I believe when it came down to here, I got stopped out, and then I didn't buy back in, and it started to go up. I left it. I let it go. I didn't worry about it. I purchased in, I believe, around here, and it flew up. Then I sold, and I swung it a couple of times, and then I believe that I bought in a little bit around here. It went up a bit. I sold the majority, but I'm still holding on to some, and it came down. So I'm just going to wait for that to go back up, and then I will swing it a few more times. Other than that, I was also dealing with Ethereum and USDT. I did a few swings on that as well over the course of the day. I managed to sell some. I sold some, I believe, last night, and I bought some back in this morning, or I had some USDT, not this morning, this afternoon when I woke up, and I rolled it up, and I sold up here. I didn't buy back in again because I missed it, and essentially I bought back in, I think I bought back in about halfway here, a little while before the stream was going to go live. I bought back in, so we're currently at the same level approximately where I bought back in. And yeah, that was it. It's been quite a slow and relaxing day for me. Not much craziness going on, so yeah, that's about it really. And that's it, guys, for the stream then. Thank you for watching. Join us tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. EST or 1 a.m. CET for all you crazy Europeans who like to stay awake till 2 o'clock in the morning. Thank you very much for Wolf already coming out with the notes for the session. I really appreciate you staying awake, Wolf, late to do this. And guys, catch us tomorrow. So from myself and the rest of the team here, we had Jeff, Grizz, Damilon, and of course the introduction earlier on by Crypto Romeo, and the stream graphics by Markko, and the time slots in the YouTube comments by BullsEye. And thank you to the rest of the team. So guys, we will catch you all in the morrow. Take care.
Take care.
Have a good one.